going on, fellow Digimon lovers? This is Collectible for Life YT coming to you with another deck profile on black, pretty much. So without further ado, let's get started. Start off with our babies. We got 4 of the Capurymon, I think is what it's called, Capurymon, and it states when on your turn, while this Digimon has reboot, it has 1,000 more DP. So it's nice for just powering up pretty much on your attack phase. And then we got 1 of the Tsumemon. Well, you have another Digimon play with the same name as this Digimon gets 2,000 DP, again, just for more powering up. It doesn't come up as often because black's a little bit slow in gearing up, unlike the other colors like green. But when you do get to activate the effect, it does give you quite a bit of a boost, which is nice. So that's why we only play 1 of him. All right, next we're gonna go with our rookies, 14 rookies, and we're gonna start off with our Gatsumons. We'll play 3 of him. He's just a big blocker. It's good to have blockers in black. It's basically the gimmick. Plus reboot, which is the next card. 4 Toy Agamons, which state inheritable. Unsuspend this Digimon during your opponent's unsuspend phase. So you get to pretty much attack and then stand back up straight, which helps out. If you have blocker, then you can block the next turn. So we play 4 of him. It's a really good card. It's a must-have in black. Next, we play our, I believe it's 6 vanillas. Yeah, 6 vanillas. 3 Commandermon and 3 Hagurumon. They're just vanilla. They're a 2 cost for quick summoning, so that way you can get a field present. So we'll put those there. And finally, we got 1, and it's the only one I could fit. All turns, your opponents can gain memory except for Tamer's FX. Really good for green, especially green. So that's why we play that. Green is definitely a bad matchup for us. They're able to just swarm the field, and no matter how many blockers you put up, like that and Rookie Rush. But that's our rookies right there. All right. Our next, it's gonna be our champions. And we play 9, 10, 11, 12 champions. Our first one, the staple, Guardmon. I just run 3 of because I got some spicy tech that I use. And this right here is like, it's a blocker, but you've got enough blockers everywhere else in your lineups that you don't need to overextend on him. So 3, I feel like is a good number. He's also a 2 cost to evolve. And that's the reason why we play 3. And the reason we play 4 of these bad boys right here, Tankmons, becoming a staple definitely in black. It's a 1 cost to evolve, 6,000 DP. It's a vanilla. It's a good body, and it's a quick Digivolution. So I play 4 of these because I want to try to get to my Megas as quickly as possible because Ultimates and Megas will be doing most of the work. But this helps out in that situation. It's a good body, especially when it gets hit in the security. 6,000, pretty good. Next, we're playing 3 of the Greymons, 4 to play, 2 to evolve. Says, on your turn, while this Digimon has reboot, it gains jamming. This Digimon can't be deleted in the battle against security Digimon. For your Megas and for some of your Ultimates, but mostly for your Megas, this is an amazing ability. And we do got cards that give reboots, like the Toy Agamon, and then we got cards that already have reboots, like some of the ones I'll show you after this next level, after Champions. So we played 3 of. 4 I felt was a little bit too much for situations where I just needed either a body so I could evolve to the next level, because he's a 2 cost, so that's why I only put him to 3. And then our tech card right here is Clockmon. There's this card and one more card that I feel people are sleeping on for black. Black is very defensive, and these cards help out quite a bit to bulk you up a little bit more, to make that wall. Opponent's turn, this Digimon gets 1,000 DP. So if you have a blocker, it gets 1,000 DP more, making it a bigger wall and harder for you, your opponent to try to break down. 2 of them. And you'll see why I only run 2. You would think you would want to run a little more, but you'll see why. And like I say, I feel like black is definitely one of those colors that is being slept on. There's a lot of cards that help in certain matchups which black has, and we'll go through it as we go along. Then we got 9 ultimates. Our staple for our ultimates, Andromon. blocker, 7,000, can attack as well and block. So if he has reboot, you can attack, stand up straight again, and then when they attack you, you can block with him. So 4 of those, really good card. Staple, I think, in black for sure. Our next one is our some more tech that is very again. Ultimates aren't really that great in black, but this helps out a lot. It has an inheritable ability. It's a Giromon. Giromon says it's a 6 to cast, so it's a 6 to cast. Even if you get in trouble, it's like your 5. It's like your 5 for was it a Groundromon? It's a situation, or a Mosymon. It's a situation where like it costs 1 more, but it has an effect that it inherited. So it's got a 7,000 DP. So it's again one of the cards that is very much being slept on, because for ultimates there's not a lot of good ones. This one, and then Wargreymon is the only really good cards for black. At least I know people have been talking about Edamon and Metal Edamon. I feel like it's a risky play. Like if you can get it to come off after you delete him, then that's fine. Another situation too is that you can't evolve him into a Mega if you have the Mega, because else you lose the ability. This, by going to Mega, gives you an inheritable ability, which is really good. Just like Clockmon, opponent's turn, this Digimon gets plus 1,000 DP. So you're talking about if you have Clock and him together, that's 2,000 more. If you have a black tie, that's 3,000 more. It adds up. I call this deck my Titan deck, Attack on Titan, because of the wall, the idea of making blockers, making walls. So this is why this card is really good, and that's why I put 4 of. Next, the one of Wargreymon. It's got reboot, which is good for the ability to get jamming. 7,000 body, 3 and 8. Like that's just a lot, and it's hard for black to get memory sufficiently. So it's just a lot. So I just put 1 of. If you get it and you're able to evolve into something, then that's great. You get the inheritor ability. While this Digimon has reboot, it gains security +1. So that's nice. Don't get me wrong, it's a good card, but the cost makes you run so slow, and you're already a slow deck to begin with. So if you get to summon him, if you have extra memory, great. Then you get the security, you have reboot. If not, you know, it's a 1 of. It's not gonna hurt you to have just 1 of them. More than that, probably, at least on this deck build that I have on mine. All right, and then finally we're going to the Megas. We run, let's see, 3, 6, 8. We run 8 Megas. Our first, of course, Wargreymon. I mean, everybody knows that he is definitely, if you're doing a blocker deck, he's a staple. You have to have at least 2 or 3 of. I wouldn't do 4. 4 feels like it's too many. You have him in your hand. He only has 1,100 DP, so in blocker matchups, he's blocking some Megas, but mostly you're blocking Ultimates and Champions, and then you do got reboot, which is another ability. It's got the blocker and the reboot. So reboot again for, the Greymon being able to attack, has jamming, so he won't die unless it's an option card, and then he gets to stand back up and be a blocker. So like I said, I think he's good at 3. I wouldn't run any more than 3. I tested it. It felt really clunky. I was getting him more than I needed for certain cards, and I think 3 is the best to play for him. Our next one is Cranium Mod, of course. Cranium Mod is your blocker's angel, man. He is your protector. Blockers protect you. He protects blockers. His ability, he's a blocker. 13 to cast, 4 to Digivolve, which of course you're going to try to Digivolve. 1,200 DP, it's okay. All turns, your Digimon with blockers can't be deleted by your opponent's effects. This is the best against red. Red is nothing but delete. All their cards are Terra Forces. It's delete, delete, delete. They can't do it. They can't do it. It's a wall. It's a wall in itself. It's a blocker. It's a wall. And then if you had reboot on him, you attack. If you have reboot jamming on him, you attack with him. 1,200, nothing happens. You want to suspend, and like it's a really good card. It's definitely the best card for your black. Your black blocker build, I should say. There's different other cards better in black for different situations. And then my next tech that I use card, Oh man, this right here. 2 Blitz Greymons. These are amazing. Just amazing. Abilities. Piercing. So you're able to attack your opponent. Digimon, delete him, and then attack the security. When Digivolve triggered, de-Digivolve by 2. So if you're falling behind, because black does tend to do that, it tends to fall behind, you can play these 2 right here. And man, like, it's really good. You de-Digivolve, and you're able to attack as well. And if you have Reboot, stand back up. If you have the other 2, the Giromon and the Clockmon, so you attack, 12 becomes his turn. You get up to 14. Omnimon's the only thing that can beat you. Ragnarlord, I guess, if you want to trade off 1 for 1 for a Blitz, which you're fine with that. Like, that's the only thing. So that means that when it comes back to your turn, you know, it's protected, in other words. So I played 2 of these. Alrighty. And finally, for one more Digimon, the main event, Millennium One. I played 1 Millennium One. It's a situational card where the ability says it's a 15 to cast and 6 to evolve either purple or black. It says when Digivolve, return one of your opponent's Digimon to the bottom of their decks, trash all the other cards. On deletion, if this card is a Digivolve card, you may play this card from the trash without paying its memory cost. This is really helpful in black. It's hard for you to have a status board sometimes with black, so to be able to get a creature for free even after it dies helps out. Again, same situation. If you got him, you got jamming, you're able to still attack with him, you're able to unsuspend with Reboot, you're able to give him an extra 2,000 from the 2 if you end up putting him under for Inherited from Clockmon and Giromon, making him 1,500, making him an Omnimon pretty much a threat. And if he's deleted, he comes back, which that's amazing, you know. I can't say more than like this. It's a one-up because you don't want to have him in your hand too often. If you end up with 2, it clogs you up. You've got a lot of situations where you're needing to evolve and you don't want to risk not being able to continue to the next level. Again, because black's a little bit slower. But this card, amazing in this deck. Okay, that's all your megas right there. Now for the final ones, the trainers. You play 2 ties and a Joe, 1 Joe. Reason for this is that, again, like I said, with it being hard for black to get any kind of memory, you want to play something that's going to give you memory. The ties come in a clutch. They state the start of your turn, you get 2. If you have 2 memory or less, you get 3 memory. So that sets you up for most of your evolutions. Then also on your opponent's turn, all your black Digimon gain 1,000. Again, blockers. You know, you're wanting to get as much as you can out of them, so you're gonna increase their defenses. So that's why the 2 ties are definitely a must. Then I got the 1 Joe. It's a 2 cost, and it gives you an extra memory whenever you have a blocker Digimon in play. So you only get 1 memory from him. I tried to run 3 instead of him and no tie. And again, I felt like when I was playing it, it felt slow. You're spending 2 memory, and you're only getting 1 memory back. You spend 4 memory, which is twice as much, and you get, most of the times you get the 2 memories, so then you get the 3 memories, so you have 3 memory. So each time you would get 2 from him, but you'd get 3 from him in a situation where, or a 2 again from him. Plus, you also get the opponent's turn ability to defend yourself. And this doesn't require blockers. If you're falling behind or if you're not drawing a blocker, these aren't doing anything. They're just sitting there. In theory, in play, it's good. In actual action, it's okay. A 1-up, fine. More than 1, no. Ties. Use your ties. Your ties will help you. Just try it out. If you have them, use them. And you'll see what I mean. It'll set up your combos a lot smoother. So we play those for our trainers. And finally, for our last part of it, 3 option cards. 1 Spider Shooter and 2 Infinity Cannons. Your Infinity Cannons are like your Terra Forces, your clusters, it's your top option card. Works amazing. Oh, and that Spider Shoot. Pretty much de-digivolving. De-digivolving is something we should talk about for sure. And that's why the Blitz are here. That's why these Blitz are here. This is your de-digivolving pack. You want to attack, but you can't get rid of the threat. Because on your opponent's turn, yes, you're bulky enough, but when you go back to your turn, you lose that extra 1,000, so you aren't strong enough to pass through him. So the best way to go about it, de-digivolve him. De-digivolve him, de-digivolve him, de-digivolve him. These are a must in black. There's security check abilities too, so if he hits this, that sets him behind and sets you ahead for your next turn. You can afford to give him extra memory if you need to because of him activating your security. I suggest really not sleeping on these cards for black. For black in general, don't sleep on black. Black is amazing. But that's all I gotta say. Just comment down below. Tell me what you guys want to see. And that's pretty much it. I hope you all have a good one.